everybody. Come on, Daisy, say hi. So, I'm out walking with the dogs right now. And I'm trying to find mushrooms. It's been a hard year for mushroom hunting. I'm a wild forager, Sacred Tree Herbals, Sara Woods Kender here. And I have been picking some chantrelles of late. And I just wanted to talk about chantrelles, and then in another video I'll string together here, I'm going to talk about chaga mushroom. So this is a chantrelle, it's a golden chantrelle, and this grows pretty prolifically in New Hampshire. There's some lookalikes. Most of the lookalikes are a different type of chantrelle. One lookalike is, it's kind of a lookalike, but once you understand what chantrelle looks like, you're like, that doesn't look anything like it. But it's a jack-o'-lantern mushroom, and it's a very big mushroom, and it grows similarly on the forest floor of the temperate regions like in New Hampshire. And jack-o'-lantern tends to grow in huge groups, where chanterelles will grow one or two together, but usually they're singular mushrooms that pop up. And I find them a lot on logging roads, so they like that compact dirt. And they like deciduous forest, so not like a conifer, not the needles, but the leaves, okay? And this is a golden chanterelle. And you can see that the gills run down. These are false gills, and they run down the stem. It's a pretty easy choice, beautifully delicious mushroom. That is a nice beginner mushroom, but I do suggest that if you haven't been mushroom harvesting before, don't just go out and try to find a chanterelle and eat it, because there's some yellow mushrooms that just will make you sick. That really don't look anything like this, but if someone doesn't know, find someone, buddy up with someone who does know. I do mushroom walks and plant walks, here and there, so check out my website, sarasherbs.com. I have a plant intensive coming up, but we can always search for mushrooms. So this is the golden chanterelle. It grows on the forest floor. It does not grow on a tree, and so that's the big thing. And they're quite small, as you can see. This one is probably the size of a silver dollar. Many people probably don't know what that is, but it's a big coin, bigger than a quarter. And so this is about 1.5 inches, almost 2 inches around. So that's a golden chanterelle. And next I'll show you what chaga looks like. So I've come across this wonderful golden birch, and golden birch or gray birch or white birch will grow the chaga mushroom. You see the chaga here, and I've harvested a little bit off this tree already, and so you can kind of see where I took a chunk, but I leave a little. You always leave a little so it keeps growing. And then if you look up this tree here, I'll go around the other side. You can see that chaga growing up there. It kind of looks like the burl of a tree. If you know what a burl is, it's kind of like a distorted piece of part of the wood, the cellulose that grows. And traditionally people make bowls out of those burls. But this is not a burl, and I'll tell you how you can tell, because it breaks off pretty easily and it's crumbly. This is the black portion. But as you can see, the mushroom has this sepia color. And I'm gonna grab one. Just like that. You see, it has the brown. That's how you know it's chaga. Always harvest from a live tree, not a dead tree. If the tree is alive, the chaga is alive. Chaga is considered a parasite to the tree. It capitalizes on an injury in the tree. Some people think it actually kills the tree. I'm not so sure. I think the tree is probably on its way out anyway, but that's debatable. But anyway, chaga is very useful for all sorts of cancers. It strengthens the body's immune system, and I use it for shrinking tumors in my dog to people. And it's a wonderful daily tonic. It tastes, has like vanilla notes and mapley notes. So dry it really well, and then you crumble it, and then use it as coffee or in your coffee. You can use it separate. I make tea with it, or I make a double extraction, and that's kind of a whole different process, but powerful medicine. Hi, Sarah from Sarah's Herbs again. Sacred Tree Herbals. And I'm out kind of mushroom hunting today. Not kinda, definitely am. And I came across this beautiful turkey tail bloom. That is a turkey tail. Come on. There we go. Tramedes versicolor. It's an excellent mushroom to use for the immune system. And what I do, this is a dead log. Oh, there's little cute little mushrooms growing in here too. You can't really see them, but this is probably, it looks like maybe a sawtooth aspen has died, and turkey tail loves to grow on dead trees. So you'll find this on dead trees. You'll see the different color, they vary in the tan and the stripes there. And what I do is I just peel it right off. Thank you for the medicine. Always thank the plants, always thank the trees. And I just peel it off and I dry it, and I make a double extraction. So a double extraction essentially is tincturing, and then you reserve the mushroom and you cook the mushroom in water, and you take the alcohol from the tincture, you take the water from the cooking process, and you marry the two. So you get the water soluble and the alcohol soluble constituents out of the turkey tail. Amazing medicine. I use it for all different types of cancers, to support the immune system in general. And I actively harvest this time of year. I'm very excited to come across this bloom, and it is fresh, and you can tell it's fresh because it's white on the bottom. So you want it white on the bottom, and you don't want mold on it. If it looks like it's got a secondary mildew or mold, you're not using that for medicine. It should be nice and pliable and white on the bottom, and the tan striations like so. Where's my camera? There it is. Like so. Sometimes it's darker tan, and they call it turkey tail because the striations resemble the tail of a turkey. So it's really not that it's not that crazy as the naming would tell you. And it seemingly, a lot of the mushrooms have a poultry theme to them. There's chicken of the woods, there's hen of the woods, and there's turkey tail. So if I find some chicken, I will let you know. It's a little early for the hen, which is the maitake, but I'm looking for chicken of the woods too. So thanks for watching. Hi, Sara Woods Kender again. I did find another really cool mushroom that I wanted to share with you. And so I'm out here foraging with my doggies. Say hi, Daisy. Nope, she's interested in keeping going on the trail, which I've stopped, which she's confused about. So this is called the lobster mushroom. And it's a lobster mushroom because, I'll try to get it close up here. And I just did a video on a golden chanterelle, and it kind of looks the same. Let me grab one. Kind of, the different colors though. But you see how there's like false gills on the chanterelle, and it's pretty much the same here. There's just little ridges. But this is a type of ruchula that gets, it's the short stem ruchula that gets inoculated, quote unquote, with a bacteria, Hypermyces bacteria, and it makes it edible. Isn't it wicked cool? Mushrooms are wicked cool. And they call it the lobster mushroom because when you break into it, it's white. And you could see it kind of looks like the flesh of a lobster. These are super yummy. They can get quite large. This is a small one. Again, if you're out foraging for mushrooms and you've not done it before, please find a buddy that knows what they're doing. Don't ever try a mushroom you're not sure of. This one's pretty easy to spot, and it's pretty prolific here in New Hampshire. But I just wanted to show you this one because I love this one. It's so yummy, and I mix it with the chanterelles a lot and cook them. One thing about wild mushrooms that you really want to know is that when you're harvesting them, obviously know what you're harvesting, and when you're cooking them, you cook them really well. You don't eat wild mushrooms raw. Not good for the tummy. Most of them will give you gastric upset. So you cook them well. And of course they pair well with lots of different foods. And so a lot of times I'll cook the mushrooms together and serve with, cook them with garlic and onions and serve with, a steak or chicken or whatever. They really pair well with a lot of different foods. So lobster, golden chanterelle, boom.